This is Congressman Luetkemeyer again with another edition of Blaine Buzz. Thanks for joining us this week. This week I'd like to talk to you a little bit about a special day that occurred this past week. It's Constitution Day. It's special from the standpoint that we recognize one of our founding documents that really has set the stage and given us the path down which we need to go as not only as a country but as a society. It frames our day-to-day life, it structures our society, so we have the right to be able to do whatever we want to do within certain boundaries and the responsibility to do what, not necessarily what we can do, but what we should do. So I think that's a big distinction. I think that the Founding Fathers did it right. They allowed a lot of free thought in this document from the standpoint that they expected all of us to use our consciences as our guide to fill in the blanks of what the Constitution doesn't provide some direction on. And I think that's where our problem is today, and that's where you see a lot of the ideology of today taking us in divergent directions. There is a group of people who are in charge right now who truly believe that the Constitution is rather a list of suggestions rather than rule of law. And I tend to think that's just the opposite. You know, the Constitution starts out, we the people, not we the government. And I think that's a big distinction. Our Founding Fathers wanted the government to serve us, not we it. We were citizens, not servants. And I think that's a huge, huge distinction that we need to be able to make and be able to maintain. Because that's why they, tried to get away from Great Britain. They were servants. They wanted to be citizens, be in control of their own lives. And our Constitution gives us that ability. So here in D.C., when we work on bills, and quite frankly, many times there's a question about constitutionality, we should stop and think. What did our Founding Fathers really intend? What was it really the need of this law that they want to try and put forth? And now the new law that we're trying to implement, is it something we really need, or is it something that if we used our own consciences and knew what was right and wrong, what really we needed? So I think that there's a lot of need yet today for our Constitution to be able to structure our society. That's the purpose of laws. But they're not to dictate how you live your life. And that's a big difference between the ideology of what's going on here with the leadership in D.C. and the way you and I believe we ought to be living our lives. So with that, hope you enjoy the day. Again, remember why our Constitution is so important, and think about the tenets of what's in that document and how we've been able to structure our lives and the freedoms it protects and provides. With that, see you next week. Take care.